Hi, I'm John. Welcome to Edgetone Studios. Once again, I'm coming to you with a studio update. I've had some things going on, but primarily just wrapping up my Musicians of Vancouver Island YouTube series. If you haven't watched that, it's basically a series where I feature various musicians from the island in all sorts of genres, from folk to heavy metal, performing in my studio live and being interviewed to find out what they're about. And there's some amazing musicians. So check that series out. It's really cool. Still part-time promoting our Waveform Mountain album processing. Debut album came out a year ago in May, so not even a year yet. And it's weird in this new music industry to, it's weird to be both an audio engineer and a studio owner and an artist and a marketer and a researcher of music advertising, marketing, branding, all the things that go into trying to be an artist and get yourself out there these days. And so I'm trying to promote my own album when I can. But for the studio, what's going on now is I'm winding down that Musicians of Vancouver Island series. I've got some cool gear things to cover. Let me show you this. Okay, so this is the Roland GR or G77 synth bass from 1985. Try not to get that reflection on there. This thing is freaking slick. It's a mirror image, so I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, so I've got this. I've got the synth module. Julian from Mars Audio in Victoria, thanks Julian, just finally solved the hissing issue I was getting coming from the bass, between the bass and the synth module. So I'm now have a fully functional unit, plus with the programmer. So I want to do a video on how this thing works, how cool it is. It's very 80s, very retro. It's a beautiful jazz bass. Like this, the neck is very nice. I didn't think I would like a painted neck, but that's cool, and the stabilizer bar just makes it look wild. So not too heavy, and plays nice and sounds good as a jazz bass. Synth bass, you know, it's a very 80s sound, but it can be midified, so there'll be some of that as well. So besides that, I'm working on getting myself way more familiar with the Dave Smith Instruments Tempest. I bought the Tempest years ago. I had it for about a year and a half and found myself never doing anything with it, partly because every time I looked at it, it was daunting because it's a beast of an instrument. And it is a full instrument. It's a drum machine. It's a synthesizer. It's a sound design unit, and it's a live performance instrument. And I'd love to do some videos on that because I don't think there are enough out there that do it justice. I'm hoping to get better with it so that I can show it well for what it really is, because it really is a live performance instrument. And talking about the sound design and everything else is cool, but showing how it can be used, I think, is cooler. And to that effect, I've got that set up with my Super Gemini and my OB6 and my Teenage Engineering KO2, and that's kind of my jam station I've been working on. So I've been learning the KO2 a little bit. Again, you know, been busy with the video series, so I haven't done a lot with that. So I'm hoping to do some features on that gear, and then maybe a weekly sort of studio update, things going on in the industry. I'm still on DIT Community. You should still check out ditcommunity.com if you haven't seen it yet. You probably would be a new viewer to my video and not know that there is something called ditcommunity.com, musicians resource for indie musicians, engineers, studio owners, marketers, whatever. If you're in the music industry, it's a way to connect with indie musicians and promote the music industry as well as grow your connections. So I'm still on there weekly, Mondays, 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern time, doing a 1 hour live session just talking about studio stuff. It's called In the Studio with me, John. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll start doing some live streams on my YouTube So if you watch and you're interested in a live stream, let me know what you want me to stream about. I mean, I could do the the Tony Black sort of thing where I just sit here and talk about how bizarre the industry is from a point of view of a retired IT guy who now has a project studio as opposed to someone who's worked in the industry for forever. Or I could, do a live stream on questions and answers about gear I have. Like a lot of people are interested in Presonus and the Presonus mixer I use, which I've been seriously considering upgrading to the 64S just to like super finally get my studio to the point where everything is always plugged in, always connected, always able to go without the patch bay, even though I still have a patch bay. So there's that going on. And yeah, I've got plans to sometime in the next little while do a bit of a studio reconfig to adjust a couple things in the patch bay. And that decision about upgrading my mixer and expanding it really comes into, I don't want to change anything if I'm going to then go get more inputs and change things further. So I've been hemming and hawing about that for far, far, far too long. And other than that, keeping the drumming going, drumming with Parkinson's video series, just documenting my journey. I'm trying to do once a month, 10 minutes or so, showing my progress, talking about what's been happening with trying to drum and the disease and its progression. And that's just an interest thing for myself. But if other people watch it, cool. That's neat. It's not really for everyone else, but I'm putting it public because who knows, maybe it'll inspire someone, help somebody with their own journey with Parkinson's, or understand, just what I'm going through a little bit better. Not that I need you to understand if I don't know you, but that's cool if you do. That's about it. That's my Rambly Studio update. I just spent a whole bunch of time trying to do lighting and camera setup for this hopefully series of videos I'm going to make now, and get my color correction to a point where I like it. I'm liking it so far. I'll probably screw around with it some more and then find that I want to change it even more. But for the moment, I think I've got a pretty good shot, and we'll leave it at that, and we'll see you soon on my channel. Take care.